It's the middle of the night on a quiet residential street.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Everett, Washington.
There were multiple 911 calls for shots fired in the neighborhood.
I don't know what happened, but there were potentially gunshots.
I see a shot in the wall next to the door.
Did you see anything?
Yes, I saw them run down the driveway.
She is lying in her own blood. I don't know if I should turn her or not.
First responders arrive at the scene to find a young woman already dead.
Does someone have a grudge against her?
Despite attending quickly, detectives have no evidence to make an arrest.
No solid leads were made, and it became very frustrating very quickly.
Police gather evidence until a picture of a suspect emerges. Which piece of the puzzle will reveal a killer's mistake?
You know you have the right to remain silent.
Yep.
Anything you say can't be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yep.
You understand each of those rights that I just read to you?
Yes, I do.
Having those rights in mind, you wish to continue to speak with us?
Yes, I do.
And allow me to video, audio, and otherwise record?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
The man helping detectives is Jaredon J. Phelps. He's driving past the scene of a gruesome murder.
She closed the door, and then I opened it back up. And then I think I let two more off, and then let's say she closed the door again.
It is Phelps who admits to having fired the shots. He's not alone as he kills.
She peeked her head out, and as Lexi was walking towards us, the woman was looking at Lexi. And then I came around the corner, and it took her maybe, I want to say by the third or fourth shot, I felt like I was shooting the door. She had closed it very quickly, so.
And did you close the door, or did you just run at that point?
I ran.
Across town, Lexi, Phelps's co-conspirator, is also helping police.
Alexis, D-A-L-E-X-I-S. My middle name too?
Yes, please.
D-A-N-A-E. Last name A-J-L-E.
The woman killed is called Alicia McGuire.
Alicia is babysitting Amanda's children as she's away for work. She goes to the door and she's met with gunshots shot at the door. Who is responsible for this person who has so much affection, this person that folks like and think highly of? Who could have been the person or persons that committed such a crime?
My name is Detective Ted Betts. I'm a detective in the Major Crimes Unit for the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. I was assigned to be the lead investigator for the Alicia Canales McGuire homicide. What we know is that Abigail Ruggles was awakened by the sound of the gunshots.
911, what is your emergency?
She is lying in her own blood, and I don't know if I should turn her or not.
A few doors down, the neighbors also hear the noise.
There were witnesses who reported shots fired. There were multiple 911 calls for shots fired in the neighborhood.
The individual was like at my front door, and I saw them run down the driveway.
And did you see a weapon?
No, I could not.
The neighbor at the duplex saw a person running away immediately after the shooting.
Do you
know how long she's been laying there?
At least 30 seconds, maybe a minute.
Suffered multiple gunshot wounds in her chest and 2 gunshot wounds to her head.
She's on her stomach. It's not moving. I don't think she's breathing. Oh my God.
What's her name?
Alicia McGuire.
Detectives are bewildered by this. She's a good person. She doesn't have enemies. Who could have done this?
At the murder scene, detectives are piecing together the evidence.
The strongest hypothesis early on was that this was a designed shooting. There was no evidence of an argument that had taken place prior to the shots. This happened at just before 2 o'clock in the morning. The evidence at this scene had all the earmarks of a predetermined ambush. The major question I had in my mind was, first of all, who could have done this?
Their first job is determining who the victim was and why someone might want her dead.
The question is, why? Why is this person dead at this scene? She has no enemies? Is it gang related? Was this a robbery, but there's nothing taken from the house? There are no signs to give any indication as to why this horrific crime would take place.
Detectives quickly established that Alicia was staying in the house to look after her sister's 3 children. Their mother, Amanda Canales, is on a business trip to New York when she receives a call.
I was in a meeting. I was still in New York, and just in the middle of this meeting, and I saw a call from my dad, and I ignored it. And then he called again, and then he called a 3rd time. I was like, well, that's like, he's really trying to get a hold of me. So I picked up the phone, and as I was kind of walking to the back of the room to take the call, and I can hear in his voice something was wrong right away. The way he said Amanda. And he said, he killed her. Exact words, I can hear it. Like, it was 5 minutes ago. I guess I fell to the floor and just screamed. I knew what my dad meant by he. I knew it was Kevin.
Amanda Canales is in the process of separating from her husband, Kevin Lewis. She suspects immediately that Alicia was not the intended victim.
I went through the hypothetical scenarios, the what ifs, but none of them made any sense, you know? Like, what if this was a crazy person? What if, you know, it was somebody that she made upset? Or it just nothing. It's like, no, that's not possible. It just wasn't possible.
Back in Everett, the investigation is moving at pace.
It's very important to secure that scene. And then you start working when you narrow it down to who could be involved, who could be the persons who commit this crime, where were they, and would they have a motive for this crime?
While the forensic team comb the area for evidence, detectives are searching for a motive.
One of the early hypotheses was that if Amanda were to have been the target of this murder, then the fact that Alicia and Amanda are sisters.
My sister and I look a lot alike. We do have really similar features. Long dark hair, similar eyes and smile and complexion.
Alicia could just be the horrible victim of misidentification.
She was at my house, and those bullets were meant for me.
Was Amanda the target?
I was very concerned that Amanda, who is now back home, could be targeted yet again.
Police responding to a 911 call in the early hours of the morning quickly identify the home as that of Amanda Canales, Alicia's sister.
So police conduct their investigation and they find we've been to this house before for a domestic violence call. This is the house of Kevin and Amanda.
Realizing that Alicia may not have been the intended target, they begin to question who might want Amanda dead.
The police put one and one together, and it is time now to talk to Kevin.
In 2016, the now mother of two, Amanda Canales, decides things can't go on. Her marriage to Kevin Lewis just isn't working.
This relationship had been falling apart for quite some time.
Ariel Pines has known Amanda since they were at college together.
I know that she felt that she was not getting back what she was giving in her marriage. And he would just say that she nagged him constantly. She was doing all of the work. She would come home from a long day and the house was dirty and he'd been at home all day.
Was basically name calling and features of trying to control who Amanda was friends with, who she was talking with, those kind of things.
I didn't realize at the time, like throughout the marriage, that he was being manipulative and controlling and all of these things. I just didn't, it didn't click that those were that type of behavior and that that's actually a form of abuse. I didn't know a whole lot about domestic violence or anything, so I just thought he's just a jerk.
With 3 children at home, Amanda decides she needs to act.
We had some differences of opinion when it came to like parenting. There were some times where I felt like he was a little rough with them.
She tells Kevin she's leaving.
I remember just kind of being pretty direct about it, saying, I want a divorce. I think it's time. I've been unhappy for years, and I'm gonna start looking for a place to live. He started to get a bit fixated on if there was another person, another man. Like, it was like he couldn't grasp the fact that I just didn't want to be with him anymore.
This is a dangerous moment. The moment the spouse tells his or her partner, no more, quits, no more in this relationship, is one of the most dangerous moments related to domestic violence. He responds with violence.
He started getting angry. He was like trying to press all my different fingers into the phone and unlock it.
Kevin hits her so hard in the face that he damages her teeth.
Kevin subjects Amanda to a prolonged and vicious assault.
When he first hit me, I was kind of in shock. I couldn't believe he had done that. And then another blow. And they were full on hard punches. He was a boxer. He like regularly went to a boxing gym and trained, and I realized like I'm not probably gonna leave here until he gets what he wants. And so I unlock it. He's reading through everything, the messages with Ari, gets even angrier, hits me again.
She had like 2 black eyes, and you could visibly see like her face was swollen.
My vision was kind of messed up for a while, and a couple of my teeth had been broken, so I had to have those repaired. bruises on my legs, and yeah, it was just shocking.
This is the first violence that we see. It would become a pattern of violence that the police are even aware of, but are not able to prove.
Over the next weeks and months, Amanda lives with the near constant threat of violence.
Amanda was very scared. There was a time that he came to the house unannounced. He was banging on all the windows and the doors and was trying to get in the house. And she had to call the cops. And she said that that was the scaredest like she had ever been.
Eventually, the couple fall into a routine. Kevin is still harassing Amanda, but there are signs that he may be moving on. Indeed, he's dating someone. Amanda decides to let Kevin know that she's dating too.
I remember actually him asking me one time in, I think it was summer, if I was dating, and I answered yes. And really there wasn't a specific person at that point. I just was trying to, you know, kind of create that wedge a little. In hindsight, I think that might have been kind of the start of a new spiral.
With her personal life in turmoil, Amanda turns to salsa dancing to help her deal with the stress. One evening, she's returning from a class. It's dark. She's attacked.
He hit me on my head repeatedly. It just kind of kept coming and coming and coming, and it just seemed like it went on forever. And I was trying to block and kind of defend myself that way.
The incident that happened in the driveway was an ambush-style attack when Amanda was getting out of her car, where she is struck almost immediately upon opening the door as she's trying to get out.
I do remember thinking, am I gonna die? Because I was really hurt and just was trying to keep consciousness. I didn't know the extent of the damage. I was really dizzy. I was like, I have to find my phone. And so I found it.
While she's lying in a hospital bed, police tell Amanda that they are unable to arrest her ex-husband for the assault. There's no evidence of Kevin at the scene. No one sees him there. Police can't prove their attacker was Kevin.
I mean, it was a surprise attack, so I didn't really see it happening.
Kevin Lewis makes it clear to Amanda that he will punish her for leaving him.
Kevin has become extremely violent. She's moving houses. She's going to domestic violence shelters. She's trying to protect herself. Remember, she has children also.
I got a protection order, so that included no contact whatsoever. So he didn't contact me. That could land him in jail. And so he abided by that.
Kevin is given supervised visitation rights with the children, but ordered to pay $285 per visit. For years, Amanda's successful career has subsidized Kevin's low earnings. Now supporting himself, he's running short of cash.
He told Amanda that he was going to take her to court to get custody of the kids.
He told her that he was going to kill her if he didn't get the kids, and he didn't get child support and spousal support from her, that he would kill her.
I was scared at that point.
"10 years after they first met, Kevin and Amanda are now separated. she now has sole custody of their 3 children and a protection order preventing Kevin from approaching her.
It was toward the end of September. I had this business trip planned, and it had been planned for a couple months, so I knew it was coming. And I was going to New York, and knew I had to plan childcare for the kids.
Amanda earns the family money and has no choice but to leave her children in the care of her nanny, Abigail, and her younger sister, Alicia.
There was no contact with Kevin now for several months. It never occurred to me that anything could happen, really.
What is the location of your emergency?
Everett, Washington.
A woman had been shot and was still lying immediately inside the closed front door of the residence.
Do you know how long she's been laying there?
At least 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I called as soon as I...
But she's unconscious, correct?
Yeah, she's laying face down in her own blood.
Is anybody else in the house with you?
There are 3 kids with me.
Amanda is in a meeting when she gets a call. She leaves the phone ringing. Excusing herself, she finally takes the call. It's her dad.
He said, "Amanda, he killed her."
Amanda is in shock.
I thought he was angry and just wanted to hurt me and get it out of his system. I didn't, think he would actually go through with trying to kill me. So that in itself was just, I was with this person for 10 years and I just thought he was an asshole. I didn't think he could be a murderer. And it was the longest flight of my life. So many different things going through my mind. I didn't know what happened to my kids. I didn't know if they were okay, where they were, who they were with, anything.
In Everett, investigators have established that this is likely a tragic case of mistaken identity.
Police have to ask the question. This murder took place at Amanda's house. Was Amanda the target? And if you answer the question, Amanda being the target, you then look to Kevin being the suspect.
Detective Betts moves quickly to establish his whereabouts.
Officers were sent to Kevin Lewis's house to check to see if his car was there and to see if the car was warm or cold if it had been running that night. Kevin's car had dew on it and did not appear to have been driven recently.
Kevin tells police that he's been home alone all night. A neighbor's surveillance camera backs him up. Kevin was home the moment that Alicia was shot, but the footage also proves he is lying about something.
Video footage was obtained from Kevin's next door neighbor. And a review of that video footage showed 2 things that Kevin said didn't happen. 1, he did have visitors. And 2, it appeared he did leave his residence.
He did leave his residence that evening. His idea that the police officer's investigation of him being the major suspect goes up even higher. Why did you lie to police and tell them that you did not go out when in fact on video we're able to see you did go out?
Kevin Lewis has the strongest motive. He has a history of violence and he's lying. Police are confident he's involved, but they can't prove murder.
This is a frustrating case for investigators. They have the pieces that point to Kevin being the primary suspect, but they can't put it all together. This is often the time where great police work must take place, where you're looking at time elements, you're looking at who was where and what, and who has the motive taking place. It points to Kevin.
Very frustrated that I had no evidence other than that little bit of evidence around his residence on the morning of the murder that Kevin was remotely involved. I had suspicion, but no probable cause for arrest, and certainly no probable cause to write any search warrants for anything to investigate his private affairs.
We had nothing.
As the days turn into weeks, then months, the investigation goes cold.
We had absolutely nowhere to go. Once law enforcement had carried out its investigation for months and looked at different avenues, there was nowhere to really go from there.
The more time that went by after the murder, it started to feel more and more hopeless.
Suspicions are not proof of Kevin Lewis's involvement. Meanwhile, he is still at liberty.
So now you have Amanda on alert, a sister dead, Kevin still out there. What is happening?
Would Amanda Canales be targeted again?
Can you imagine what Amanda is going through, knowing that her sister is dead and perhaps she was the intended target?
I have to watch my back. My family was worried. My dad would sleep in the living room with his gun. Everybody was on edge.
I was very concerned that Amanda, who is now back home, could be targeted yet again.
Detective Betts follows every lead. Investigators trace where the ammunition was purchased. Trajectory analysis shows where the shooter had stood. Using geolocation on his phone, they track Kevin's movement on the night of the 20th. But still, detectives can't prove murder. Kevin has an alibi.
Somehow he's involved. It's important now to put together a case. Police investigation can work very hard, but sometimes not come up with the answer. Sometimes answers come in unusual ways.
The major break in this case came in August of 2018, so almost a year after the murder.
So law enforcement receives a tip from Spokane based on a phone call that there was an individual who was bragging about this homicide being carried out.
Police officers receive a tip that a young woman is at a party. And this young woman says she received a couple of $1,000s for killing a woman. Police have a break.
Now all police need is a name.
After a lot of digging through social media, we learned her name was Alexis Hale and that she was a chronic runaway from Belen, New Mexico.
She had been using an alias that she had gone by, and in fact, many people didn't even really know her real name at the time, and it was only through different pieces of the puzzle that law enforcement was able to finally connect who her real identity was.
17-year-old Alexis is brought in for questioning.
I would still like a lawyer if it is needed.
Okay, do you want one now?
Yes.
Alexis is quick to blame. Yes, she was there, but she didn't pull the trigger.
And that was the first mention of the name Jared Phelps.
It was her boyfriend, Jared Phelps, who she knew as Jay.
The relationship between Jay Phelps and Alexis Hale was that it was a fairly short relationship, about a month long. It started just 2 or 3 weeks prior to the murder. They connected the way most kids do nowadays, via social media. I could follow their Snapchat messages and see what they talked about. And you could see the evolution of their relationship and how they treated one another.
Searching for a connection, Detective Betts brings Jay in for questioning, but he's not talking.
The idea didn't come from within you, did it? I already know that. You didn't know the person. Do you know who was killed?
Yeah, I just don't know how much me telling you what you don't already know. It's not gonna help me.
The discovery raises more questions than answers. Why are two teenagers involved in what appears to be a murder for hire?
We embarked on a campaign of writing search warrants for not only phone records, but also social media records. Over the next several months, I lived Alexis Hale's and Jared and Phelps's lives through their social media accounts, through their Snapchat accounts, through their Facebook accounts. And I saw what they posted. I saw the things they did on a daily basis, the things that they thought were funny. He was a busboy. He worked at a restaurant in Spokane. He obviously didn't make a lot of money. Alexis Hale, I didn't see where she had any kind of job whatsoever. I did not see the signs that I would see from a gangster. I didn't see the gang life.
See, that's the part I don't have, is why.
I already told you why.
Greed. You didn't have money, right? Am I right or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the person that put you up to this?
Jay may not have been living a gang life, but perhaps he was trying to impress a girl.
Jay dating this person where crime and things like this are sort of romanticized, or it's cool. That was the image I think he wanted at the time, and to impress her.
A trawl through his social media reveals Jay does have a link to the case.
We did a lot of digging to try to figure out who he was. And we learned that Jared Phelps is actually Kevin Lewis's cousin.
For you to cover for him at this point means nothing. It hurts you at this point. It doesn't help you.
That became the epiphany. That became the landmark moment that we did have a connection there.
Let's get out in the open. What's his name? Why won't you give me his name?
How likely is it that this girl, Alexis Hale, is going to be talking about a murder committed on York Road, being hired by a baby daddy with Jared Phelps, and it turns out to be Kevin Lewis's cousin?
His name is Kevin.
This is a statement of Jared Phelps. Today's date is April 5th, 2019. The time now is 9:20 hours.
A year after the murder of Alicia Canales McGuire, detectives are confident that they now know the people who pulled the trigger. In the interview room, Detective Betts lays out the evidence to Jared and Jay Phelps. He starts talking.
He said Kevin approached him and asked if he knew of any OGs. Now, an OG is an original gangster. It's somebody who has been involved in the street life and the criminal world for a while. And they've got a reputation for having been there and done that. Jay said that he looked for those kind of people, but was told that's not enough money. And that's when Jay said, you know, I think I'll do it.
18-year-old Jay admits to the hit. But he's no professional. He doesn't even own a weapon. Thanks to his extensive trawl of the suspect's social media, Detective Betts knows someone who does.
Other things I found were pictures of Alexis posing in a bathroom mirror, pointing the gun into the mirror, and taking selfies.
Now that they know who pulled the trigger, police are able to piece together what happened on the night of September 20th.
Jay's car is seen on video rolling up to Kevin's house at about 1:10 in the morning on September 20th. The car parks out front. It stays running. The lights stay on. The person believed to be Kevin comes out of the front door of the residence, walks up to the car. There is no conversation. He just gets in.
is a video inside Detective Betts' truck. We were with Jay Phelps, who is leading us around to some locations. Jay, just like the audio recording, do you understand that I'm audio and video recording this portion now?
Yes.
Jay tells them he was in the car with Kevin. Detective Betts gets him to retrace the drive they took.
So I came up here, he showed me the house right there, pointed at it. I came right up here. I pulled into right here, or right there. One of them was gated. I want to say...
Right there where it's gated over there?
Yep. I pulled in right there. Made a UE, and this point is when I was taking him back to his house.
Kevin directed them where to go. They arrive at Amanda's residence at the entrance to the driveway, and Kevin indicated not only the duplex where Amanda's residence was, but also which side of the duplex.
Jay tells police everything about the night of the murder.
He said he and Alexis got out. Jay was wearing gloves at the time. He had the firearm. They walked up to Amanda's front door. What do you remember about this driveway?
I remember walking on the left side over there, walked up by that blue truck up there, and I had my back to the garage. She knocked again.
An individual comes to the door and the door starts to open. Jared Phelps opens fire, firing several shots.
Turned the knob. She had closed it.
Oh, like actually closed to close the door?
Yeah. And then I opened it back up, and then I think I let two more off, and then I want to say she closed the door again, or I don't know what happened after that.
Where do you think you shot her those 2 times?
In the neck.
Okay.
Shoulder, I don't know.
Not sure. He wasn't even sure how many shots he had fired, although he remembered firing several. He said there was a brief scream, and Alicia was able to close the door. Jay said that he approached the door, opened it with his left hand, actually turning the knob, opening the door, and then reaching inside, and he fired at least 2 shots toward her neck, is what he said. And he didn't want her to suffer, is what he told me. And did you close the door, or did you just run at that point?
I ran.
All right, so let's turn around here.
Alexis Hale and Jared and Jay Phelps are charged with Alicia's murder.
Jared Phelps pleaded guilty to aggravated first-degree murder with a firearm. Alexis Hale pleaded guilty to aggravated first-degree murder with a firearm.
Police have captured the killers, but do they have the guiding mind in custody? During the trials of Alexis and of Jay Phelps, police receive another tip-off. This time in the assault case against Amanda Canales. A witness comes forward.
He said that on the night that Amanda was beaten in her driveway, that Kevin showed up on his bicycle wearing dark clothing in the parking lot of a casino just a few blocks away from Amanda's house. That proved to be a very important observation, and ultimately Kevin was convicted of that assault.
I was there in court, and I knew that if he lost this trial, he was going to be sentenced and go into jail.
Kevin is sentenced to 39 months for assaulting Amanda.
I was hoping that that would be the outcome, but it was a relief, and he got a hefty sentence.
But can police prove he was also responsible for the death of her sister, Alicia? They need to prove the motive.
This is about power and control.
Prosecutors established that Kevin is facing big financial difficulties at the time.
There was certainly a concern for cash flow. He had taken in his roommate because of getting more money for rent.
In the months before the murder, as Amanda seeks her protection order, Kevin is ordered to pay $285 for each supervised visit with his children. It's the only child support Amanda receives from him. Detective Betts believes this becomes a flashpoint.
You know, he's got to pay to see his own children. So this is rubbing salt in the wound. Now this is starting to impact his pocketbook as well.
It's at this point Kevin Lewis approaches his cousin.
You didn't have money, right? Am I right or not?
Yeah.
By paying his cousin just $2,400, Lewis believes he can get away with murder on the cheap.
Learning the amount of money that was paid was not only shocking, but really upsetting. Like, that's what my life was worth, $2,400. Like, that's not even a month's rent. Like, that's a cheap used car. That's equivalent to a life. Unbelievable.
Kevin is still in jail for the assault on Amanda when charges are brought against him for the murder of Alicia. He shows no remorse.
He would taunt people. He would stare people down. He did it to my dad many times. He would smirk and smile. Just evil. He's just evil.
After being presented with the evidence, jurors take just 3 hours to find him guilty of aggravated first-degree murder.
No, he did not pull the trigger. No, he was not there at the time of the homicide. But every aspect of this case happened because he was the person who caused it to happen. He was the one who came up with the idea.
For the Canales family, it's the right verdict.
Kevin is the one that's responsible. It doesn't really matter that he's not the one that pulled the trigger, because I think it would have been carried out one way or another, no matter what.
Those who knew Kevin are left trying to understand how he went from husband and father to killer.
I honestly don't believe that it was love for Kevin. If I'm completely honest, I don't think it was love. I think it was control.
This is such a senseless killing perpetrated by an evil person.
Amanda is left piecing together a life without her sister, raising her 3 children alone.
And it's just really unfair that she had to take that fall for me. I wish that I would have recognized the controlling behavior and that was a type of abuse. I just didn't know. I wish I would have known that, you know, statistically the most dangerous time is when you're trying to leave a relationship. I wish I hadn't ever given him my address and he didn't know where I was. That was a big mistake. If I could say anything to my sister, I would say that I'm sorry. And thank you. And I miss you. And I love you.